Hello, we're doing a sort of random video. This was kind of came to my mind to do something like this where I'd show TV shows I like, and more like TV shows I like, and probably give a brief description or at least say why I like them. A lot of these, in fact all of them, apart from a couple, are like all comedies. They're usually British comedies, and when I actually looked at it in general, three of the comedies are written by the same person, and he did a whole lot for them. So I'm like, oh dear. But his writing is brilliant, so I'm gonna say that. So there's a mix of videos and, well, basically DVDs. There is some I didn't pick up, and I might have videos, like I have 2 box sets at the far corner. I can't get out because they're buying vinyl and stuff, so I will probably mention them at the end. Well, actually I'll mention them probably at the end or something like that. Well, I think I covered one of them here. So yes, where should we start? I guess we'll start with the non-comedy types, and start with cartoons, I guess. Which actually was the one cartoon that I brought out, come to thinking of it. But that is Transformers. This is the entire first generation of Transformers, the classic animated series. This is season 1 to 4. It doesn't include the film. I do own the film. I do own the film, and that's on the shelf somewhere. But yeah, well, I'm born at the era this came out, because this came out in the 80s. But I really like the Transformers series, the original. I have seen Rescue Rangers. Oh, not Rescue Rangers, that's Power Rangers. Rescue Bots. That's aired recently. Seen Cyber Wars, Beast Wars. I've seen another one and I can't remember it offhand. But for me, I always like the originals, which is why I enjoy War of Cybertron game, War of Cybertron, Devastation, because it's Mars first gen. This does have a lot of extras, and it's on 13 discs. So I did have season 1 separate, and I had the Blade Masters, and the thing that came after season 4, which followed up from season 4, I think it was Blade Masters, Blade Edge? Can't remember. But yeah, so it's 4 discs there. Actually, it's 2. Some of these have 1, some have 2 behind it. So this one, so we've got season 1 up there. So there, season 2 part 1. And then open this one, and then we move to double discs here. So season 2 part 1, season 2 part 2, and season 3 and 4. Bit odd way of doing this, but you know, we try and really enjoy it. I like the stories of it. I like the cel shaded drawings of it. I like pretty much all the animes anyway. I like Studio Ghibli, Akira, The Irresponsible Captain Taylor, Macross, Gundam. I like them. That type. So really great series, and I always enjoy it. What else? I'm trying to keep this in the sense of get all the comedies last into one area. This should be no surprise if you saw my Star Trek video, but Star Trek is the other one I have on DVD, the original series, season 2. Love the story writing on Star Trek, Next Gen, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, hit and miss with. Although I want to watch Voyager now and see if my opinion has changed. Enterprise, I've seen bits of and I want to watch, but I need to put my head to it. So, really enjoy it. The reason why I have the season 2 box set, got this one first because it has quite a few of my favourite episodes, being the Doomsday Machine, High Mod, where we see Harry Mudd for the second time, causing a bit more mischief, which always makes me laugh because Harry Mudd is one of my favourite characters in the original series, even though he has 2 appearances and then he's in the animated series. Tour of Troubles, love that episode, and this box set also has the animated series more Trouble with Tribbles, which I always enjoy because it concludes the Tribbles story, as well as James Doohan doing Klingon commander from the Tour of Troubles episode, and also you got the Trials and Tribulations from Deep Space Nine, where we actually see the Deep Space Nine crew interacting with the old episode and actually seeing the funny side of like Worf being a Klingon and explaining like the difference between how he looks to the very old Klingons from the original series, as well as his despair to the Tribbles, and then finding out that the one they got is on DS9 and it's now polluted all the Quarks, but I always love that one. What else on season 2 do I enjoy? I enjoyed the Ultimate Computer. That one's always funny. Because of James doing the villain for the computer. Brilliant. I can't remember the name of the episode. I think the episode is in season 2. I think it might be. I can't remember which one it is. Well, there's one episode in season 2 where it's funny because it's like Scotty in the line of duty gets drunk with an alien, and it's with one of the aliens of the show, and it's like, and like they're drinking his old cabinets and drinking his old booze up, and then he's like, all I have is a wee squat, a wee drop of scotch, whiskey, and he's like, oh, I want, and the person's like, I'll drink it, I'll go get it, and then he ends up being drunk, and like he succeeds in his mission. Just he collapses at his door. I don't know if it's a private or war. I'm trying to think which one that is. And yes, I've done research, but hey, I like improvising on the spot. Season 2. So I know it was season 2. By any other name. That was the episode where he gets drunk. I always enjoy that, and I always enjoy the drinking scenes, like. And also it introduces a line which gets referenced with James Doohan for the Next Generation episode, Relics, where by any other name it's there's a bottle and it's like on the end it's like, what is it? I don't know. It's green. And in Next Generation, Data does it. It's like he pours the drink and this guy's like, what is it? It's green. I don't know, it's green. So he doesn't know, and it's like whiskey. Sticking on the sci-fi theme, I did do an episode about this already, but Space 1999, one of my favourite. Well, I like the series. Season 1, out of the 2 seasons, Season 1 will always be the best for me. I always enjoy it. Season 2 has its moments, but with like the new producer and everything, it really pissed me off. Although talking about Space 999, I enjoyed this prior series UFO. I do enjoy the other Jerry Anderson stuff he's done, but I didn't want to do that because I think I'll do a separate video on all of his stuff. So, brief overview. Now we move to comedy, or comedy drama, if you want to count it for this box set. Because it does say, well, it says an invented comedy and sharply directed drama series on television, but it's comedy drama, and that is Minder. This is the season 1 to 7. There's like 10 seasons, so this is the Dennis Watman years. Which this to me, it's dated, but it is very funny, and I will defend this quite a lot. And this is a big digestive. Digestive to go through if you binge watching it. And same as like the Transformers is on loaded discs, and like they've had to stack up to doubles. Can't remember how many discs there is, but there's 2,250 minutes, and these episodes run for about 45 minutes to an hour. Fortunately, this does not include the one on Minder on the Orient Express. Unfortunately, there's like 20 discs. I think it's 20 or so many discs. I think there's like 2, 4, 6, 9. I think it's 20 discs. But the premise of Minder is basically George Cole's character, this person here, Harvey Daly, is a businessman. He wheels and deals. But unlike Del Boy in Only Fools and Horses, which we'll get to in a minute, he's more or less more on a. His ones leads him to gangsters and mafia. Well, it's not like mafia at times, the police, gangsters, and everything. Basically, he could easily be set up to do something, and you wouldn't know about it, and the police would be on him quicker than anything. Although he doesn't try and do the "will be a millionaire within this time limit." Although his plans can go wary, like owning a record, like owning the last recordings that some singer wanted to do because he faked his own death so he could change it, so he could get away from the limelight, and he puts the real tape next to magnets, so that backfired because he wanted a profit out of it. But this is 68 episodes. Well, this box is 68 episodes. But he has a Minder, Dennis Waterman, Terry McCann, who was an ex-boxer, who was a boxer, and also got arrested for doing something. But it is kind of this offers like comedy, but it's also got drama in it. Like it does have serious moments, but it is usually for comic purpose as well. Like it is used for comic purpose. And the guest appearances on it are brilliant at the time, because this is 79 to 89, so you're coming from about the 80s. But I highly recommend this. If you like Only Fools and Horses, or you like comedy dramas, I highly recommend this. Whoops, things are dropping. Okay, where are we going to tackle this with comedies? We'll work it out. We'll work it this way, and we'll do the 3 by this one writer. So this writer has done 3 series I enjoy. One of them was the longest running comedy series in the UK because it ran for 31 seasons, and that does include pilot and movies, which is astronomical records, but we'll get to that one in a minute. But he also wrote a couple of other funny ones, and this is one man writing it. This is, by the way, that 31 seasons is one man writing it, not like for example in Frasier, which we'll cover Frasier as well, where it's like got multiple writers. This is one person writing it, all 31 seasons. Amazing. But we're gonna cover I believe the first one I watched might have been the second of a series I watched, and it's very funny because it's sort of think of like the upper class, but we'll cover that in a minute, and that is Keeping Up Appearances, which is one of my favourite comedies by this person, Roy Clark. It ran for 5 series. I have the first 4 series and the special where we're aboard the QE2. But the premise of that Keeping Up Appearances is Hyacinth Bouquet, Hyacinth Bucket or Bouquet, depending on her definition, but she spells it Bucket, B-U-C-K-E-T, is who is sort of like a posh. She thinks she's posh, but she ain't posh at all. Is trying just to be like a show off, like she orders a new sofa. She orders like a new living room furniture. And what does she do? She wants a neighbour to see it because it has a royal stamp on the van. And so she puts out cones for it. She puts out cones for the van. I think she makes the driver go round a few times. Can't remember the full stuff. I can't remember if she makes him go around, like, well, the person's not in, go around again. Yeah, it is. He has to pay it. He has to keep paying. She gets her husband, Richard, who's just put up on because he's working, and like she'll call him every few minutes. And when he becomes retired, she ends up making him even more miserable in some form. But he's having to keep paying this van driver to go round the block because someone does not see this van, or the person's not in. And what knocks her down a peg is family. The family being she loves her family. She loves her sister Daisy. She loves her sister Violet, and I think she loves Rose, but Rose is a bit debatable with Hyacinth because it's like all the ladies. But she cares for her daddy, who lives with his sisters Rose and Violet. Not Violet, Rose and Daisy. She's not a fan of Rose's husband, Daisy's husband, Ansler, who is all about like church, always having a beer in his hand, always watching TV, and his foul mouth swearing. Well, not foul, it's not like cursing like every words, but you get the implements of it. But it's a brilliant series. I enjoy it. I'd say it's funny. Like it has like the catchphrase that she says on the phone on the solo logs. Kate Weston's Lady of the House Lady of the House speaking. The other box sets, because season 1 and 2 are in this box set. Season 3 and 4 is on another box set. I think it says oh no, the Bucket Woman's coming, because everyone runs away from her because she's like, if she's doing like a charity fair, she will take her Royal Dalton and it's like she'll take her posh china and everything, and she has like her candlelight suppers where she'll invite everyone to a candlelight supper, where she has a supper and it's all in candlelight, and it's funny, and they've got a son. What's his? I can't remember his son's name. Sheridan. That's it, Sheridan. And like he does all these random things, and she's unaware, and it costs a lot of money. But Roy Clark is a great writer, one of the best writers, and I highly recommend this. The series I was on, which he wrote 31 seasons for, is this one, Last of the Summer Wine. Started in 1973 and finished in 2010, 2009. This is season 21 to 22. I've only got this season and one of the movies. The reason why I got this is it has the tribute to one of the great actors. This actor here, Bill Owen, who appears in Carry On films, first few, passed away in 2000, and this is like the last season, so the last part of series 22 includes like the comedy trilogy episodes of his passing, which are beautiful because it's like his tribute to this actor. Called but it starts with Elegy to a Fallen Wellies, because Compo, Owen's character, this one, always wears a hat, always looks scruffy, always wears Wellington boots. Then we've got the surprise at Fossil Nest, which is basically, it's a very big surprise on what a little crafty person he was in some occasion. And we got is just a small funeral, which doesn't become a small funeral because everyone liked Combo. But the main premise of Last of the Summer Wine is that it's just basically about 3 people who were retired and they've got all the time in the world, and it's just basically following them and their adventures. Like, what would you do in this situation? What would you do in this situation? You're retired and you've got all this time there has been a lot of actors changes. In fact, there's actor Peter Sallis who passed away recently. Peter Sallis. He and Jane Freeman, who plays Ivy, one of the ladies, is the other one to be in all 291 episodes. 291 episodes? Wait, 1 seasons. He's the other one to be in all of them because Truly, played by Frank Thornton, only started in season 18 or 19, because the lineup changed a lot. Up to this point, season 22 was roughly as far as I go. After this series, I sort of hit and miss. These 2 are the other actors to be in up to that point. And the third man always changed. We had Michael Bates, who you may know if you've seen A Clockwork Orange. He plays the sergeant that orders Michael McDowell up for 2 seasons. You had Brian Wilder, who we'll talk about in a minute, with Porridge. He appeared for so many series, then left, and then came back. We had Mike Aldrich, who appeared in it for a little bit. Then Frank Thornton, and then it stuck with these 2 for a while. Then they changed it up with newer casts, so it's like it focused on them and these 2 actors because of insurance. They started in 1973, coming to about 2000s, insurance, everything went a bit high. But a series by Rory Clark, who wrote every single episode, and it stayed true to the formula. It just became a bit stale when it sort of overran some of its welcome. But a great series. Another series he did, and I haven't got it in small form, but I've got it in this box set, and that is Open All Hours, also run by Roy Clark, for the great actor Ronnie Barker. In the this became something of a trial period, because Ronnie Barker did 2 series, one called 701 and one I think was 601, or another 6, where they were pilots. They were pilots for a series which Ronnie would like to do. One of them would become Porridge, the other would become Open All Hours, and we'll talk about Porridge in a bit anyway. But Open All Hours started in 76 and ended in 85, so around the time of Master Summer Wine, Roy Clark was writing this. He also did The Magnificent Evans for Ronnie as well. But Open All Hours is very dated because it's set in the 70s, but it's also 70s and 80s, but it's about, this is our great Ronnie Barker's character. It's set around a corner paper shop, and the hijinks of Arkwright is put up on nephew Granville, played by David Jason, who are running the shop, and he's Arkwright's tight-fisted, like, he'll get your money and you won't get any change, he'll try and wangle its way, he'll try and find a way around it, like you want directions to a street, and you went into a shop, you have to buy the directions, you have to pay the money for them. He has a till, which is spring-loaded, and you put any money in, it will shut automatically. Well, when you tap it, it'll viciously shut quick. So you could have your fingers trapped in it, which is pretty vicious and pretty bad. And Arkwright's scheme is basically just to get all the money you can and make sure it never leaves his shop. But the series is brilliant. You got Linda Barron from Come Outside as Nurse Gladys Emanuel, who is Arkwright's love interest, but she won't go with him until her mother passes away, which is very true to it. So, but Open All Hours, I can't stop laughing at it, and I'm smiling now thinking about it, because I should really rewatch it, but also because of the fact that it was the last one I saw that Roy Clark did. I think he's still doing stuff now, but this last early series of his that I actually enjoyed, and I was like laughing my head off, and I can laugh at it because Arkwright won't give a refund. He will take your money quick enough. He won't replace his till. He has attempted that. He gets his nephew on a shop bike, which, doing all that on a shop bike, carrying like boxes, so like you'd be like box, you couldn't see. Roy Clark did do a spin-off of it called Them Still Open All Hours, where because Ronnie Barker passed away in mid-2000s? Can't remember, mid-2000s, late 2000s? It's now David Jason taking over from Ronnie Barker. But his nephew said when his uncle died it would never be the same as his uncle, and unfortunately he's the same as his uncle. But the series is, for me, I can enjoy it, and I can laugh my head off at it a lot. Yeah, so, while talking about Ronnie Barker, we're going to talk about Porridge. This is actually the movie version, the TV series is here. Run for 3 series and 2 Christmas specials. Porridge gives you quite a lot. It gives you a lot of good stuff. It's run by Dick Clemens and Ian LaFrancis, I had to think that. And it gives you an insight of prison life. this also came from 701, where basically it is a comedy set in prison. Well, it gives you like a bit of an understanding for prison life, like the menial routine of like having little victories against the screws. Oh, please. I never have a saying the screws or the rozzers, but that's like from comedies, British comedies for doing it. But so like having like a mini victory, like changing the Christmas angel with tobacco, or having a broken leg at Christmas. So like accidentally they're having a broken leg for Christmas, or where the Christmas special I'm on about is Fletcher wants to be in the infirmary for Christmas because there's a tunnel being digged. But unfortunately, the person who's digging the tunnel has no sense of direction. And unfortunately, he is an idiot who misdirected him off the mark. But because of this tunnel, the police officer screws cancel Christmas. Because of a missing bicycle, a wallet being missing. So after all the palaver, he does get in the hospital. But it's pretty funny how he manages it. The film is actually very funny as well. Some of the series I'm talking about do have films, although I don't think actually. No one's actually got films. Some of the ones I'm gonna mention afterwards as honourable mentions or mentions will be they do have films. The film follows the same storyline. There was a sequel to this Porridge called Going Straight, which is also on here, where we see how Ronnie Barker's character and the late great Richard Beckinsale, whose last role was this because he had a heart attack, of like outside of prison, like are they like how they're getting on after prison life? Do they go straight or not? So a great series, I enjoy a lot. We've got a couple more British and a couple of American shows. This next show, I gotta stretch my legs. This next show is one that I do enjoy, and I like the principle. Of it. I like the storyline. Well, I like how it was done. This was also written by just two people, and both of them acting it. And the storyline for this principle, the idea for this came from one of the actors was filming a film, and he stayed in a hotel. Well, the cast of the film was staying in this hotel, and the way the hotel manager ran it gave this actor an idea, and it became the series. That is Fawlty Towers. John Cleese and Connie Booth wrote it, so Percy Plays Puzzle and Polly wrote the series, both series. You've got Andrew Sachs as Manuel and Brunella Scales as Sybil. That's it, Sybil. And it's just like how can a hotel manager not run a hotel? This is pretty good classic comedies. Like a waiter that is Spanish, that don't speak much good English. And so saying like, see, get, no, Mr. Fawlty, my rat. I can laugh at it, I can enjoy it. It's one of those series I haven't watched this in a while, but whenever I do watch it, I do enjoy it. Some great episodes, builders, and it's just like, he wants to run a hotel, except everyone around him is against it. like someone coming in and staying, and he thinks it's a hotel inspector, because there's hotel inspectors going, and he's expecting an inspector to inspect his hotel, and finds out that the actual person sells spoons. He thought he was an hotel inspector. He sells spoons. So he's getting annoyed. Basil Fawlty gets annoyed pretty much easy. His chef is drunk on one episode. I think he's drunk or he collapses. So Basil drives to like a restaurant to get all this posh menus, and his Mini Cooper crashes. His Mini Cooper stops working, so he's like thrashing it with a tree. I think some people have seen thrashing with a tree clip, but brilliant. Recommend. This next one is written by the people that did Dad's Army, Are You Being Served, which they're going to get mentioned as well. But this one is very funny in the sense of how it's played out in some forms. And that is, it ain't half hot, mum. I think this ran for 7 or 6 seasons, where it's basically the British are in India, and it's basically these British soldiers, if you want to call them soldiers, are show performers. They're best known for doing like dressing up in drag and wearing lipsticks and doing dance numbers. They're just the cabaret acts, if you want to call it. And unfortunately, two of the officers, enjoy it. The Sergeant Major doesn't. And the Sergeant Major's one of my favourite characters. But Sergeant Major wants to send them up the jungle because all they are a bunch of puffs. Oh dear, how sad. Never mind. And basically, the cabaret act, the group, the concert party, I've realised something, which is a new person that joined in the first series. New person in the series joined. Well, in the first series joined him, and his mum is he has a photo of his mum is the same photo that the Sergeant Major has. So they're making him think that he is his son, so they won't get posted. And the Indians are trying to help him like the Indians love him, although the Sergeant Major doesn't like him. It's kind of like, what dilemmas can we get you into for a concert party, like an elephant being in the camp? And it's in India, you're not going to be cool. You have straw for roofs. What happens? An elephant will eat you. The Indians going on strike because of like the conditioner. Like a punkawala's like pulling a string, and that's a bad example. Pulling a string and keeping the officers cool. Doesn't like it, so they just gotta find a way around it. It is one of those series that I enjoy. It did spring a single called Whispering Grass, and 2 of the actors did do an album together. And I did just see it. I just saw it a minute ago. Who was it? I've lost the album. Found it. It did produce an album, but this album didn't have the single, which set it off. But I also started the singing career of Donna Stell. This is Donna Stell, Windsor Davis, sing Lofty. Basically, the 2 actors are portraying the characters from the series. Lofty, played by Donna Stell, who is a very short person who gets bullied by the Sergeant Major, Windsor Davis, but Donna Stell has a tremendous singing voice, as produced in this album. and the single Whispering Grass. But what comes from it is the fact that his singing voice, it's like a high soprano voice, like, it's brilliant. There's some, yeah, like the other actors have some decent voices, but the singing is generally done to Donna still. Moving on to another series. This series ran for 4 series, written by John Sullivan, like John Sullivan, who wrote Only Fools and Horses and the sequel Green Green Grass to it, which we'll be calling Only Fools and Horses in a minute. But he also wrote this great series, Citizen Smith, Robert Lindsay as Wolfie Smith. Think of it as sort of like a hippie. Come the revolution, bow to the people. Great series. And the series is so funny. It also stars Mike Grady, who appears in Last of the Small End as his best friend. But it's basically Robert Lindsay is just basically waiting for the revolution. Come the revolution! And causing mayhem and mischief about it. Well annoying. He wants to be with his girlfriend, but his girlfriend's dad doesn't like him. His girlfriend's mum doesn't give a care. She just loves him. It is one of those series which is so funny because he's trying to avoid work and marriage to his girlfriend, and he's more or less when the revolution comes, we will win, we're on top, power to the people, and all that great stuff. I'm smiling at all this because it's just, these series are so good. I don't mind some comedies these days, but there's not been much that really does it. And as I was saying, talking about John Sullivan, we're going to talk about Only Fools and Horses. In the same vein as Minder, but this one's more funny in the sense that their goal is just to make $1 million, just be millionaires by the next year, which gets halted by police, hooky gear that don't work, chain, just disaster striking every second for the Trotters. This is all on the back. I do have this series 1 to 7 plus some of the Christmas specials, but this is just so funny because it's just it's well written. John Sullivan as a writer is brilliant. Like Heroes and Villains, which is a Christmas special, like Dale and Rodney going to a fancy dress party, the van breaks down and they're dressed as Batman and Robin, but it's just the writing of it is like, we know it's a party, they're gone as fancy dress as Batman and Robin, they're running down the street as Batman and Robin, and he's like, Dale's trying to stop a burglary or something. But he's just trying to stop the law, and he's like dressed as Batman, so he's like, and he wants to claim something, and them running into the party because it's like someone's funeral, and they're dressed as Batman and Robin, and everyone's dressed like all in suits and stuff, and like depressed and stuff, and it's like you've got some other great episodes like A Touch of Glass, Two Chandeliers, and the actors were told, if you laugh when the chandelier drops, you're fired, and we lose the shot, because the chandeliers would have cost a fortune to repair, and they only had 2 chandeliers. But it's the way he wrote the chandeliers, whereas we've got a chandelier here, Dale and Rodney are behind the chandelier. Their granddad is up top. It's up top, unscrewing a chandelier. And they're holding this rope. They're holding like the tarpaulin so like the chandelier doesn't drop and smash. and they'll have to wait on the ladders and everything. And it's the way that John Sullivan's done it is like the ladders. Well, it leaves imagination to you, like the ladders where it's the case of we know something's gonna happen to him. The ladders could go and they'll fall down and the chandelier will drop and smash. Being one. The second could be they're not going to catch the chandelier at all. So like, they'll grab it, they'll get hold of it, but the chandelier will bring the weight down. And it'll smash. Or, the chandelier behind them will smash. Now which one do you think happened? If you haven't seen it, just have a guess which one of those three scenarios happened. And then watch the clip, because it's funny the way it is, like, he's done it properly in the sense of, it was written in the sense of, that is funny because, while it's taken by, you can see it building up, and you can see, like, there's something gonna happen, but you don't know what, and then, after watching it a few times, you do know, after watching it, like, after the first time, you do know what happens, but it still builds that tension, like, you hear little nuances, like, the way, you'll see, like, another light to that joke. But the director threatened them with the sack if they laughed, and going by what David Jason and Nicholas Lynnhurst said about it, people were removing socks and hankies out of their mouths and everything, and the director, after he said cut, started laughing, and it annoyed Nicholas Lynnhurst because he was like, "You threatened us, fire free laugh, but you can't," and he's now laughing his head off. It's a series I enjoy. I love it. I just love it. And there is a load of those occasions. The chandelier is probably the one that always sticks in my mind, and I think it sticks in most people's minds. Although the Jolly Boys outing is another good example. We're going to move quickly to a couple of US comedies I actually have. There is some more I'm going to mention in the mentions as well. But we'll begin with The Monsters. This is the complete casket collection. So season 1 and 2. So 12 discs. The Monsters. A show that what got me into the series was actually the BBC over in the UK. It's like after all the kids programs finished at about 11 for like schools and stuff. On like the occasions afterwards, for like I think it was just like for people who had kids and like they wanted something to laugh at afterwards, they would show The Monsters. Or it'd be the Phil Silver Show, Sergeant Bilko, which is another great show, or it'd be like Thunderbirds, Stingray, Captain Scarlet, or it might be schools, they're like school stuff, but it varied, but they did show The Monsters a lot, and I caught some of them, and laughed me at and enjoyed and laughed at it, because it's just, to me it's the Addams Family. It's the Addams Family, but not as the Addams Family. It's funny, like, the daughter, like, falling in love with all these men, bringing them home, and then it's like, and to see, like, Herman, and, like, the run off, all they see, Lily, Grandpa, who's, like, the former count. So it's just like, you see all this sense of humour, like, it's taking the mick out of horror films, but to me, I can enjoy this, I can laugh at it, and I really do enjoy it. Next we got a series I actually bought before Christmas, and I actually binge watched before Christmas. That is I Dream of Jeannie, Barbara Eden, Larry Hagman. I really got into the series. Around the same time as I watched Bewitched, which is a great series also, which is in my mentions. I was looking after my nana's house one week. I think it might have been a week or it might have been a couple of days, can't remember. TV channel in the UK Gold, who more or less focus on comedies, showed Bewitched, which I got into, and afterwards the show died during my genie. And I fell in love with I Dream of Jeannie then, and I forgot all about it. And it was only until I bought season 1 of this and Bewitched, although, yeah, season 1 of Bewitched as well, on iTunes. I watched the first season on my phone and then on iTunes, and I couldn't stop laughing at it, because what would you do if you had a genie? What would you wish for? Now, in this case, Larry Hagman's character really was like, I bought a genie, this could be fun, and he set her free. But Barbara Eden likes Larry Hagman's character, and it's kind of, I will follow you to the ends of the earth, and you will marry me, which they do get married, thankfully. But she turns his life upside down, makes him look like a wacko, crazy person at times. Gets him into more bother than anything with the psychiatrist. And his sister, what's called Jeannie, caused more trouble. Was played by Barbara Eden. Causes more mischief. I could watch this again, but I probably won't watch it right away because like I say, I just finished this before Christmas. And this is all 5 series, although it doesn't have the movies afterwards. Like, there was a couple of films afterwards where they see how she got on. This next series is probably one of my favourite series of all time. I've only got 1 season, unfortunately. I haven't got the box set yet. This season still airs in the UK. If you watch Channel 4 at 8:30, 9ish, unless they're sticking to the schedule now, doing 3 episodes a day. But I know they did 3 episodes during the Christmas period, after the Christmas period, to catch up. And I don't know if this is the last run on Channel 4 or if they're going to rerun it again. So it does get aired a lot in the UK. The series introduced me to fellow YouTuber The Critical Android, and I can talk about the series with him. We can talk about music and other things. I did take part in his channel interview for this series. How did I discover the series? I saw clips of it, and eventually I got into it from like season 3 episode Smells Sweeter Than Wine, or Taste Sweeter Than Wine. The season I have here, I have a few episodes I enjoy, and they're currently actually reviewing this season on Critical Android. It is a spin-off to Cheers, great series, which are in my mentions, and I'll probably go over all my mentions. So some names I will repeat. This introduced me to this actor properly, because I only was aware of this actor from Sideshow Bob and Stinky Pete from Toy Story 2. The series, when I've been down and I put it on, I will probably come out laughing. Oh dear, Sophie yawn. It's pretty late. I can laugh at this no matter what I do. I can laugh at it. That series is Frasier. I can't speak at this minute. For some reason this video is like, I can't speak. Frasier, one of my favourite series of all time. This is season 4. Following Frasier from leaving Cheers. Well, Frasier was in Cheers from season 3 onwards. But it follows what happens after Cheers with his where he's just divorced Lilith, played by BB Newirth. who, due to commitments on stage, she's a theatre actress in season 10, and they did it in the sense of she left him, and then I believe it might be the last episode. I know her last appearance, he accepts her back after she leaves Dr. Pascal. But in this case, it's basically, well, in Frasier's case, it's the case of he left her, or rather, she left him. She came back, which was even more excruciating, and then she left him again. So, and he was spending most of the time in Cheers, in the bar Cheers. So he decided to come back to his home of Seattle and start a new life, where his new life was going smoothly, and then unfortunately his father had a bullet to the knee. Or, well, he got shot. I think he was shot in the knee, I can't remember. Fine, my brain is like working as mush at 11 at night. But his father has to use a cane, and Frasier wants to be the good son, or are there Frasier and Niles, played by David IPS, the two brothers, arguing about who's gonna have their father. Frasier eventually gives in and moves his dad in, and it's basically, well, I can't care for you because I work at the radio station, although he wants to care for him. So they get Daphne Moon, a healthcare worker, who moved in, even though it wasn't a living job. But unfortunately, she found a way to move in, probably because she was like the last one and the other one Martin liked, so there would probably be a lot of arguing about that. Martin moves in with his dog Eddie, and we have Moose, who plays Eddie. And it focuses on the crane. If the series focuses on Frasier's new life, like new experiences for him, like being in charge of like wanting to join a wine club, and writing a book with his brother in Arthur. Although that catchphrase, that song is now stuck in my head, and which is actually my Skype message, unfortunately, so I might have to change that at some point. Oh no, I can picture them dancing to it. Being the incident with them running a 4-star restaurant on the Cherries Jubilee, with them putting more pepperoni in each way they were passing. Big flash, big boom, blue flash, cherries everywhere. And Niles trying to kill Neil. Wait, Niles, what are the toaster in there? From season 2. Season 1 was some great episodes. To Mrs. Craig. Mixed doubles where Daphne's broken up with her boyfriend Joe, and Frasier butts in saying, "Take it a day, Niles, I believe that is what you said." And basically a day late, Niles falls in love with someone. Daphne falls in love with someone else, which annoys Niles. A Little Thanksgiving I really enjoy, although it does drag on a bit. It's a two-sided story for that one, where Martin and Niles are looking after Frasier's son Freddie, and incident after incident after incident, beating him up brutally. Basically, probably having a broken nose with a fridge door. Trying the Thanksgiving sauce, and it has anchovies in, so Heidi breaks out. Throwing baseballs, playing catch, and getting a black eye from it, or a ball hitting him in the eye. I always enjoy that. I can't remember if it's the Crane critique or I can't remember. Yeah, it's the Crane critique. Yeah, no, not that one. Dad Love Sherry, The Boys Just Fine. That's a great episode as well. Mine's girlfriend Sherry. Sherry moves in, and Sherry's just been introduced, and she's following Niles and Frasier in like the coffee club and stuff, and they're like don't really like her loud, boastful voice and what she drinks. 3 Days at the Condo. That was the one I was thinking, where Frasier gets a door knocker on his door, and he's fighting the condo board because he didn't ask for permission to put it up, and he thought it was fine to put it up, and nearly embarrassing himself because of what Martin did. Well, giving in to that one. For the Seesaw, a great episode where Frasier and Niles are at a lodge with two beautiful girls. But unfortunately, Niles split up with his wife Maris in season 3, and it's an on-off relationship with her. And it's like, I know we agree that we're allowed to meet each other, but can we do anything with the other person? And that ruins the evening with Frasier's little bit of monologue, which he was right, but he did it wrong. To Kill a Talking Bird, probably my favourite episode of the season, where Niles moves into the Montana after leaving his mansion and gets a posh place in the Montana, which looks like a mansion to begin with anyway, like the room he's in, and he's not allowed to have his dog Girl, which whatever that dog is, and because the Montana doesn't accept pets except for cats and dogs, he gets a bird and it can talk. And he's now going to throw a soiree party, but unfortunately the bird, due to an accident with the fire, with Niles' fireplace, with Frasier lighting the fire because it was cold, and the bird went into shock and is now stuck on Niles' head while he's having a dinner party to meet his new neighbours in the Montana. Good but stupid. Which I always love that episode because of that bird, and I'm pretty sure that was like one of the first clips I ever saw of it. Because I always remember the bird being set on Niles' head, and it's like, "Good but stupid," and Stephanie's horny, and all the other things it says, and it's like, where will a bird learn something like that? Birds these days. Trying to cover his tracks. Rosencrantz and the Goldensteins are dead. That's a good James L. Jones guest star. James L. Jones plays a blind person, and Frasier is coming to be like feels guilt is like getting a better understanding. Ham Radio, another great episode. Frasier decides to recreate an old radio drama. I think KACL's first ever radio broadcast, which was a dramatic production, and he thinks that he's overtime, like the show's running over, when in actual fact it ran under. 3 Dates and a Breakup. I really enjoyed that episode as well because of Frasier gets 3 dates, and Martin's girlfriend Sherry messes 2 of them up, one after the other. The one being like food that Frasier eats because he claimed to be a vegetarian, and the second one was, and the other reason was about the dogs. Like he says, I love all animals, and he looks Eddie in the bathroom. You think he locked him in the bathroom or the bedroom? Daphne H.